Okay, it looks like this might be a viable run, so while that is running, I'm going to explain what's going on. This tactic, whoops, sorry, I just maxed out my microphone there. This tactic, as explained by, I forget his username. Crap. Dex is Dex. Dex uses Clerici to take advantage of his AoE buff at lower levels. Basically, this guy gets massive area for the first few levels that drops off as you level him up. And this strategy is focused entirely on using the Rune Tracer to just endlessly ricochet in that gap between the bookshelf and the table, and stay at level 2 for the entire 30 minutes of the run until the Reaper appears. Once the Reaper appears, you have to run straight for the red gem, which should have been visible at 3.5 minutes. So I'm going to be cutting close here. And use that red gem to immediately level up necessary items in order to survive long enough and to kill the Reaper. The reason for staying at level 2, as I've found out after going back and rewatching, is that the Reaper spawns with 650,000 health per level of your character. So at level 2, the Reaper is going to have 1.3 million health, which is already going to take long enough to get rid of. I went in and... Whoop, just maxed out my microphone. I went in and tried to, quote-unquote, optimize it by using Morticio, which is the skeleton you unlock for killing 3,000 skeletons, because he gets an extra projectile every... I think it's every 20 levels, with a max of 3 bonus projectiles, which definitely increases the damage you can deal to the Reaper to try and get it down quicker. However, because of the level-based health of the Reaper, it's not possible to actually kill him at that 30-minute mark with Morticia. So instead, I am focusing on trying to get it done with the suggested character. In order to do that, you need specific items. You need to get the Tiramisu buff that gives you a revive for each level. That's a safety net. You need the Candelabra to increase the area of projectiles once you level up Clerici, because that starting area buff is going to wear out. You need the extra area from the Candelabra in order to keep stuff bouncing around in the alcove that you sit in to kill the Reaper itself. You need the Clock Lancet to freeze enemies in time fairly reliably. That keeps them from ganging up on you and killing you all at once. You need the Laurel, because that cancels out damage for one hit and for about a second afterwards. That gives you time to hit them with the Clock Lancet. And then, as far as weapon priority, the best weapon you want is the Bone, because that does the same thing as the Rune Tracer, but it keeps bouncing around after hitting an enemy instead of passing through them, which means it is much more effective in close quarters than the Rune Tracer. I feel like I'm missing something else. But basically, most of the RNG is in getting in the perfect location to not pick up the experience crystals. There are several elements of luck that you need to pay attention to. If you watch through those first few restarts that I did, you have to, 1, get lucky enough to get the Rune Tracer on your first level up when you get that green gem. If you do not get the Rune Tracer, you have to restart. Because if you have anything else, you're going to end up leveling up again before you get it. And by then, you're not going to have the area to keep it bouncing around like this. Second, you need to be in the perfect position and hope that either the holy water gets thrown on you enough times to keep enemies off you, or that enemies don't drop experience crystals right on top of you when they die. If you hit level 3 before the 3-minute mark, you're done. You have to restart, because again, you don't have the area for the Rune Tracer to keep bouncing around. And then, you have to hopefully be able to see the red experience crystal that appears. It should appear around... Sorry, yawning. It should appear around 3.5 minutes. As you can see, I'm at 9.5 minutes now. So, I have to basically roll the dice. I am 90% sure that it will be over here, because I saw one or two holy water vials going off the side of the screen on this side, so that's where I'm going to be running to first. If it is not over there, I'm screwed. Basically, when that hits the 30-minute mark, I have to make a beeline for that red crystal, wherever it is. Since it's not visible on screen, I have to just hope it's over here. And then, on the way, you have to hope that you get either... Ooh, nothing on. Either the Laurel or the Tiramisu on your way there, so that you don't get killed by the Reaper. You don't get your run ended by the Reaper before you even get to that crystal. And then you have to hope that you get all the stuff you need. The Clock Lancet, the Candelabra, Bone, Tiramisu, Empty Tome. Empty Tome was one I missed. Empty Tome is one of the most important ones, and I missed it. Empty Tome has to get to level 5 before you max out the levels of anything else, because thanks to some bug in the game, the cooldown reduction of the Empty Tome does not get applied until a weapon levels up. So if that weapon can't level up anymore, it doesn't get the cooldown buff, and you end up basically screwed. But yeah, you need the Empty Tome, Clock Lancet, Tiramisu, Laurel, and Candelabra. Alright, coming up on the moment of truth. Shit. Damn it. Where's... Oh, it was the bottom right! That was 30 minutes down the drain.